Welcome back to Unplugged. Before we get into a little bit of football and basketball this show, I want to start with my hometown team, the Sacramento Kings, who've lost 5 straight games. According to a reporter close to the team, the team could attempt a full-blown fire sale approaching the trade deadline. Sabonis, Levine, DeRozan, Ellis, Malik Monk, Schroeder are all reported available. And I just want to take this opportunity to kind of reflect on what it's been like to be a fan of the Kings for a long time. I mean, rarely do you get a chance to be a fan of a team and play for that team, particularly it being your hometown team. I got a chance to play for SAC for 2 different stints, and both of them, unfortunately, just winning starts at the top. And you can tell, particularly in my second stint, just what kind of mess it was um, from the management side. It wasn't long ago, with 2023, I came back around. I was actually getting a chance to do some TV for NBC in the Kings, and Light the Beam had taken the league by storm. First time back in the playoffs, and I think it was 16 years at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Lost to the Warriors in Game 7 when Steph went crazy, but the city was on fire. There was a lot of hope with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis and what they were able to do after that big trade they got. Sent Halliburton to Indiana and Sabonis to Sacramento. But nearly 2 seasons later, we look at it and it's an empty shell of the momentum they had kind of built with that roster. 2 of the main characters, De'Aaron Fox is now in San Antonio, the starting point guard for the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And then Mike Brown signed a good deal to be the head coach of the Knicks, who are now the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. Both had actually signed extensions before they left. This current season, the Kings are 29th in net rating, 29th in offense, and 28th in defense. In a league where teams do everything they can to tank, it seems like that the Kings accidentally tank often. They signed Keegan Murray, someone who I was really high on. I got to see his rookie year and thought that this guy could be one of the best two-way players in the game, and I haven't seen that jump in his game. But nevertheless, last season they signed him to a 5-year, $140 million extension, and he's shooting a career low 27% from the three-point line this year. They took some vets, and I love Zach LaVine, but Zach LaVine's contract was structured so bad that some teams stayed away from him. You got to keep in mind, the Bulls tried to trade him for 2 or 3 years, and he just had one of those contracts that teams didn't want to touch. But the Kings took that $50 million per year and brought that in. They have Sabonis signed through 2028 for $45 million a year. Picked up Russ as a free agent on the minimum earlier this season. I guess I speak to the fans when I say this and the people around the team, because I know how passionate, how knowledgeable, and how bad they want something to cheer for. Being around that 2023 run where, although it was only the first round, like the whole city was different when the Kings were winning. And it gave that small town with not a ton of fun stuff to do, like something to hang their hat on. And people were proudly walking around. I felt good for my hometown, I'm not gonna lie to you, during that run. But it's just been a tough run overall. Again, that one season they caught lightning in a bottle and gave the fans a lot of hope. But it's before that and since then, it's just been nasty. It's almost torture to these Kings fans. Do they blow it up? Do they fire management? Like, what do they do? Obviously, they have some new people making decisions now that have to make some really big decisions. Let's take a look at what this team's done as far as drafting. And I feel small market teams, your ability to draft and make strategic trades are important, because respectfully, Sacramento is not a free agent destination. Guys aren't going to just say, hey, I want to go to Sacramento. You have to draft well, and you have to be able to strategically trade well. But over the last more than 10 years, I mean, this is dating back to 2011. 2011, they picked Jimmy Fredette with the 10th pick. The next pick was Klay Thompson, and 3 picks after that was Kawhi Leonard. 2012, they picked Thomas Robinson with the 5th pick. The next pick was Damian Lillard. In 2018, I'm sorry I'm bringing this up. 2018, they drafted Marvin Bagley, number 2, The next pick, Luka the Don. And the two good picks they did make, Fox and Halliburton, they end up trading Halliburton for Sabonis. And then they end up trading De'Aaron Fox, who both have been all-stars. Halliburton, before getting hurt, had taken his team to the finals. So when they do actually draft good players, they don't keep them. Briefly, Pete D'Alessandro made a pit stop 2013 to 15 where he brought in Mike Malone, someone who I remember a former teammate of mine, DeMarcus Cousins, absolutely loved. And keep in mind, too, when they had Boogie, and I don't think Boogie gets the love and respect he deserves, but because he was one of the best centers in the game, most skilled centers we've ever seen. He has 7 coaches in 8 seasons. Like, how are you supposed to build? How are you supposed to win with any of that? I hope you guys don't take this as I'm taking a dig at my team. My hometown team. It's just more for the fans. You know, a lot of the fans. I've been there since I was 8 or 9 years old. So again, I know how passionate they are, how much the Kings mean to them, and how much they deserve a good team. So it'll be interesting to see what management can do. Nobody is untouchable. My guy Doug Christie has been trying to work with what he can work with. It's going to be really interesting to see what the Kings do with some new decision makers that are in the front office up there. But I wish them the best. I'm praying for you fans that within the next 2 or 3 years that this management can give you guys something to cheer and smile about again. But without further ado, let me welcome my friend, someone who actually played. Max, I didn't know you had a brief stint in Sac.
Yeah, I was out there in Sac.
But welcome to the show, Mad Max.
Yeah.
Max, I just want to, I don't know where I was. I was somewhere and 2 ladies and a guy came up to me and told me how much they love Max.
Oh, Lord.
We love when you guys have Max on. He's so funny. One of us, he's so handsome. Like, Max, they still loving Max out there,
man.
man.
What
is it, Max?
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, Max.
It's crazy, Max.
Let me tell you, Matt. But one thing, Matt, everywhere I go, well, I'm telling you, it's because of this show right here, all the smoke, man. I can't go nowhere. That's why I ain't been nowhere in the last 4 or 5 days. I can't go nowhere no more, man.
If you think about it, it was
man.
literally,
it's getting bad.
It was literally
man.
like, I mean, we're 2 weeks away from a year ago. This shit happened at All-Star in the Bay. Yeah, I think we talked about this last time, but in that year, Max is back.
Yeah,
and I love to see it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Goddamn,
Bill, no doubt.
All you guys, thank y'all guys, Matt, Jack.
No doubt. So you got a chance to play in Sac. You kind of heard my opening about the Kings. You were there with Jay Will and Vlade and Webb. What was that team like? That was,
oh man,
that was right before they really made that jump and started contending in the Western Conference.
We had a great year that year. Webb.
What year was it?
99, I think.
Okay.
If I'm not, I think that's right. Yeah. So we had a great year that year. Webb, White Chocolate was a rookie. We had some good players on the team, man. But they brought me off the bench, and me and John, and we had a good situation over there. And
was that John Barry with you?
John Barry came off the bench with me. Yeah,
yep.
we made it to we made it to the first round, and we got our ass whooped by Utah. They beat us. but for the city, like you said, man, the city it ain't shit out there to do, like you said, man. Goddamn. I mean, that's all they got to hang their hat on this fucking goddamn Sacramento Kings, man. They gotta do better, but they gotta blow that shit up. They gotta blow it up.
Blow it all up.
They gotta blow this shit up, man. Because you know what, man? It starts from the motherfucking top. You know what I mean?
Yes,
when you get motherfuckers up at the top, don't know what the fuck they doing, then that's what you get. The shit what you seeing right now. I mean, I'm
gonna let you say that, Max, because I still got to go around there.
No, I know, but I know.
Speak
but
your truth.
I'm just speaking, man. I'm just speaking the truth. I mean, I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna speak for you, there, goddammit. So yeah. But now they gotta. It starts at the top, and once you got that bad shit at the top, man, you're gonna get this bad shit at the bottom down there where the kids at playing ball, trying to do what they really want to do, and have a good livelihood. But you got to blow that shit up, man. They got a lot of value now. They can. I mean, just tank the fucking season, man. The season's over. Okay. Get rid of them guys that y'all can trade and get something for. Get them draft picks, man. Go get them goddamn
Draft picks.
draft.
You got to
Them.
go back almost the OKC
You got
route.
you,
Where you got to
you got to.
get rid of what you got, and it's gonna get uglier
It's okay.
before it gets better.
It's okay.
But play for the future.
But they got
Real
a good
quick
fan
before
base,
we
though. They got a good fan base.
great
out
fan
there.
base.
You know what I mean? We got to get to the fans. Yeah,
give them something to clap about.
Yeah, absolutely.
To knock them
man.
cowbells around for.
Yeah.
What was a young Jay Will like, and what was people
shit.
forgot because you played with Webb before he had
Yeah.
any knee issues too.
Yeah.
Like how tough was C-Webb and how cold was a young Jay Will?
Shit, C-Webb, man, he was that motherfucker. He's one of the best. I got Olajuwon, I got Iverson, I got C-Webb. That's what I got, man. The best players I ever played with in the NBA, man. I'm telling you, man. C-Webb was, oh my goodness, man. He was unstoppable that year, man. I mean, motherfucker, I mean, double, triple double. I mean, he did it all, man, for us. He made our team go. Now, and that was my guy. But the funny story about C-Webb, too. So, C-Webb, this motherfucker, he goes out and buy, you know how you rich motherfuckers like to go out and get them big-ass houses all outside in the suburbs and shit. So, he go out and get a big-ass house over there in the suburbs. I'm living right over there across the street. I'm looking at the motherfucker, you know, from that big-ass field. I'm in one of them damn condos right across the street. I'm living right over there.
Webb was living differently out there.
Yeah, he was living there. He living too extravagant. So I told him you ain't have to do all that. Don't do all that. So I'm living right across the street. So bulk of the story is the motherfucker ended up living with me. Yeah.
Webb did?
Yeah, he was like, he couldn't, cause you gotta understand, we was up doing our thing at night.
As you should be.
And then the next day, you think this nigga want to drive way
45 minutes? Yeah. He was at the backside of Roseville.
Yeah, he want to come way back. Oh, yeah, nigga, he was at my crib every night. Yeah. I had my peoples whipping it up for us. My people was making the dinner for us and shit. And man, we was sitting there doing what we do, baking and eating and talking shit. And
playing video games?
I don't play the game. Jay will, and we just having fun.
Hey, I used to whoop Webb's ass. Webb wanted to fuck me up because I played. Webb was my big homie, so I used to every summer from UCLA, I'd go home and fuck with Webb and Jay Will and Mike and them. Yeah. But I used to whoop Webb's ass and Madden. And looking back on that as an older, I was an asshole because I would talk so much shit to him, bro. Oh my god! And we was playing big money too. And I was beating the brakes off.
Matt, your motherfucking ass ain't changed still today. You still talk. That's all you motherfucking ass do. You talk about Mad Max all the time, nigga. Man. But I love it, motherfucker. I want it.
It's because I love you, Max.
I love you too, my brother. I love you too, my people. You know that.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, we just hope that they can get it together and put it together. Got the trade deadline coming up February 5th.
Trade them guys the fuck out of there, Sacramento. Get them guys out of there and get some guys there.
Max, speaking of starting over and kind of building a team from scratch, which we feel Sacramento should, OKC. Is it time for them to, and again, not to jump to conclusions, but a lot of young assets, a lot of guys that they're not going to be able to keep at some point. Do you see them putting some young pieces and some picks together and going out and making any kind of surprising deal before the deadline?
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of assets. I mean, I get rid of some of them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, to tell you the truth. No, just to be honest and true with you, man, because they got some players that that can go and help other teams. And so you gotta get rid of them guys and then better your team because I don't think OKC ain't been playing the same way this year. And I get it.
They came out hot. I just think they came back down to earth.
Yeah, that championship shit and all these everybody in your ear and shit talking that shit because that's what happened to us. You know that coming back the second year too. Yeah. When we won that, we was like
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh my goodness, we was like a 6 seed type shit like that. So, but yeah, man, they gotta just continue to I think they gotta get rid of some of them motherfuckers. I mean, for
So,
real, to make them better. I mean, they put some more life back in these motherfuckers.
mm-hmm. In this upcoming draft, they have the Clippers unprotected pick, which the Clippers are fucking up because they're playing well right now. The Utah Jazz top 8 protected pick, and the Houston Rockets top 4 protected pick. So they could possibly have 2 top 10 picks. Oh no, not the Rockets aren't going to be that low, but 1 top 10 pick in the next draft, 2027. They got a pick swap with the Clippers, a Nuggets top 5 protected pick, also a top 5 protected in 28 and 29.
Shit, they're gonna be good. Shit.
The Spurs top 16 protected pick, which converts into 2 2027 second rounds if it doesn't convey.
Wow.
So they got stuff to play with. 2028,
Absolutely.
they got first round picks and a pick swap with the Mavericks.
Wow.
And second round picks from the Bucks and Jazz. So they have a ton of just draft capital. There are some big names that are rumored to be in the wind, whether that's Ja Morant, Giannis, Zion, Cat, AD, Embiid, Kawhi. I don't see Kawhi going anywhere.
No,
but
and I don't see Embiid going anywhere either. But all the motherfuckers, they got to go.
That.
All the motherfuckers, they need to go somewhere else. Everybody.
Fresh starts. Did you get a chance to see? Did you get a chance to see Zion go at Wemby the other night?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was.
If he can ever get
that bad.
If he can ever, I wanted to say if he can ever just get his mind right. If he get his mind right, he shows you flashes of why you can't give up on him.
But he's gonna pull his hamstring next week.
You stupid.
That's what's
he's such an extreme talent.
He's fucking pull his hamstring next week and gonna be out for fucking 6 weeks. So what the fuck are we talking? Man, Zion ain't gonna do nothing, man. He just, I mean, I was happy for him when he did that, man, the other night, man. But Zion,
he might be
Williams,
taking down
man,
too much.
I mean,
he might have to keep his meat in his pants.
Yeah, keep that Johnson.
Yeah, we keep hearing all kinds of wild shit. Hey, they say that boy is wild.
Yeah, they say he like to slang that mother. They say he like to slang that Johnson around. They say he like to slang that Johnson around.
Hey, as he should for a young fella. Hey, but man, we got to see bro on the court because again, when you watch, and I didn't get a chance to see the whole game. I only saw the second half. Like when you get a chance to see him in his element,
he's
good.
A problem. He's one of the best. I mean, but that motherfucker,
so
he's gonna be hurt next week though.
He's stupid. Out of Ja, Giannis, Zion, Cat, AD, we both agree that Embiid and Kawhi probably aren't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Who would you like to see moved? Obviously, we've talked a lot about Ja possibly moving. Giannis, Cat, AD, Zion.
And that shit, what you just
needs a fresh start.
It's 2 motherfuckers. First of all, let's get Giannis out that motherfucker, man. Man, that's some bullshit they putting that kid through, man. That's some all the shit that man done did for that goddamn little bullshit ass motherfucker city, Milwaukee. I can't stand you motherfuckers. I'm mad. I don't like Milwaukee no more, neither. Man, fuck Milwaukee. I ain't never did nothing up there but go on the backside and eat that soul food, y'all motherfuckers. Y'all know that soul food restaurant on the backside of Milwaukee.
What's it called?
I can't remember the motherfucker.
What's it called?
I don't remember. I don't want to remember that motherfucker because I don't want to get no clout. But fuck that. What they doing to Giannis is fucked up, though. I don't like it. It's disrespectful. Because Giannis done gave y'all all he can give y'all. It's time for Giannis to get the fuck out of there, man. He's just got to sign that motherfucker's shit and say, nigga, trade me. You can trade me.
I'm done.
He got a clause saying you can't trade, nigga. You better sign that motherfucker. Get the hell out of there, boy. You look bad out there. You look like shit, Giannis. Get the fuck out of there. And get my nigga Ja. Get Ja out of motherfucking goddamn Memphis. Because Ja don't even want to play. Ja went over to goddamn, I don't know what it was in China, Hong Kong, one of them damn countries. One of them damn was Germany. He was over to Germany. I'm like, goddamn, I get more love over here. It made me want to come out here and play. And Ja played like we know how Ja plays. You know, and I mean, come on, man. If that takes, man, get Ja out of Memphis, man. That man's saying clearly he wants to fuck out. Get my nigga out of there. And what's that name? T? Get T out of there, Ja. Get him out of there. Yeah.
They both need a fresh start.
Absolutely.
Giannis is out 4 to 6 weeks with a right calf injury. Doc Rivers said there's no timetable for his return. You know what scares me about this right here, Max, is this is his 4th calf injury in less than 2 years.
But hold up, man.
Both calves have been injured, but we know, knock on wood, calves lead to other things these days. I don't even want to say it, but that concerns me, and I'm not sure when it is. Is it wear and tear? Is it not?
But Matt, did the motherfucker look like something happened? But I know a calf injury can be like what it, and he had them before, and I'd have went to that motherfucker too. But the man came in the interview at the end of the game. Did you hear what he said? He said, I'll probably be back in March somewhere, I said, damn, March? This motherfucker said March. I said, well, goddamn. He said he's going to be it'll probably be back March when I come. That's clearly what he said. I heard the interview. So, Dale, am I wrong? Or am I right in saying what the fuck I said? Because
say it.
I know I heard that. So, but that's crazy. So that man won't fuck out of there, man. Get that man. Man, sign that motherfucker thing. Say no clause trade shit, man. Get the fuck out of there, man, and get yourself back to playing the way you play, bro.
Bucks are currently 11th in the East at 18-24. If Giannis comes back in 4 to 6 weeks, it will be March. But if you're thinking strategy, maybe they shut him down and have a shot at this heavy draft that's coming up, and able to pair and get something for obviously Giannis. But there's a lot of young talent coming in this draft with AJ and Darren Peterson and Cam Boozer and the boy from North Carolina. Max, if Giannis is up and out of here, where would you like to see him land? The word is it's possibly New York or California is where Giannis possibly can land.
Probably one of those markets like that, big city market. Yeah, I said New York or one of those LA teams, or I figured that. Yeah, so yeah, that's what.
What about Giannis pairing up with Steph for one last run for Steph?
Shit, I Giannis, I wouldn't do that shit.
If you're Giannis, where are you going? Where are you going if you're Giannis? I mean, let's say the Knicks, Golden State, and the Lakers are in play.
On the East Coast. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna stay with the Knicks. I'm gonna stay with the Knicks. They gotta get Towns out of that motherfucker, man. He got to go. They gotta get Towns out of that.
That's a good replacement.
Man, I'm trying to tell you,
they would love. I mean, he brought some, and Giannis brought some property out there. What, 2 summers ago or last summer?
Absolutely, so, yeah, he did. So it's got to be a 3-team.
The Knicks would be a good.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a 3-team like trade type shit. So make that happen though. But I think that'll be great, man. Put Carl Towns' ass over there in Milwaukee.
He's stupid. The one guy I think that needs a fresh start, I think is Zion. I think Zion could use a fresh start and kind of get out of the old ways that have kind of hindered him up to this point of his career. I mean, obviously, this guy is tremendously talented. Injuries have played a role. Just that organization as a whole. I know there's some good people over there, but that haven't won in a long time. The off-the-court stuff has been loud for Zion, but he showed the other night again when he is playing the game he loves and playing the way he's capable. He's one of the best players in the world. So I don't know where Zion will go, possibly a Chicago. But I know there's a ton of teams that would line up if they knew that they got that player that they saw play the other night against Wemby. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders, Max, was added to the Pro Bowl to replace Drake May since Drake will be playing in the Super Bowl. Max, thoughts?
Congratulations to my young brother, man. I'm happy for him, man. Maybe not deserved it, but I mean, I appreciate the homage that they show the young fella though, because I mean, he did come in. I mean, how many games did he play though? I mean, goddamn, how many games did he play?
7 or 8. 7 games. 7 games. They were 3 and 4.
Yeah,
3 and 4, 2 and 8 when he didn't play.
So come on, but I mean, I'm happy for him, and I mean, I love the Sanders family. I mean, shit, but I mean, I'm happy. I mean, it's a blessing for him, just to be in that.
You know why? I'm happy for him from a standpoint of the way Stefanski tried to dick him this year, but also
absolutely.
the NFL knows that Shedeur is must-watch TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
The numbers are
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was hurrying home from church. I would go to the 9 a.m. session instead of the 11 a.m. session to watch Cleveland Brown games.
That's
Not
right.
who's
Yeah,
ever said
yeah.
that.
Right.
Who's ever said
I
that?
you, right. Cleveland
And
Browns.
I remember them back when they had Bernie Kosar and Dave
Oh my
Megan.
goodness.
Like no one has
Nobody
ever
watched
said
that shit.
that they're gonna hurry home to watch a Browns game. So I love the nod.
Froze.
Obviously a tough first year for him, but the
Yeah.
NFL's not dumb. They know that having him in the game is gonna bring some more eyeballs to their Pro Bowl. Max, thank you for your time. Hold the fuck up. Stretch them arms out. Cam, hold the camera.
Cam,
It's time for Max to
You're
shine.
talking about hold the fuck up. Stretch my arms out. I gotta do some
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right,
Come on. Are you gonna start with the sit-ups or
I'm
the
gonna do
push-ups?
sit-ups first, man. Sit-ups.
Okay. With so make sure you got that Cam, you got something
hold up,
for him?
man. What? Hey,
Max.
Max. Listen, Max.
A bet is a bet. Max.
I know. I got you. Hold up. I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Hold up, man.
Here comes the bullshit. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Can an old 60-year-old nigga just do 25 cushions and 25 cushions?
You can do 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups, and then give me 10
I'd rather
push-ups
do
and 10
50
sit-ups when you
sit-ups.
get out.
I'd rather do 50 sit-ups and then 25. What you want me to do? How you want
Max, that's too easy, Max.
So what you want me
Max,
to do?
that's too easy.
What you want me to do?
You're 60, and I know your body's been through a lot. So I'm gonna give you. This is what I'm gonna give you, Max.
Okay.
Take it or leave it.
Come on, let's go. I'll take it. I gotta take
20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups.
Okay.
And then 20 push-ups and 20 sit-ups when you get to LA, and I'm cutting 10 off of both.
I'm gonna do
it.
I'm gonna do it.
40
Let's go. We doing
50.
it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, you hear that? What he said?
No, I'm about to record.
And keep and you keep
Hey,
your
can I
250.
take
I
this?
just want the push-ups and sit-ups.
Oh, that
Yeah.
nigga gonna give my money back. Oh, nigga, I love you.
Yeah, my dog.
Hey, yeah, my guy. I appreciate you for that shit. Fuck that. I need that 250 shit. All right, let me get myself together then. I'm finna get ready to do everything I gotta do.
There we go.
I'm finna do it. I'm finna do it all Max said.
1, 2. Yeah. You could have easily did 50, Max. You've been bullshitting with me.
I told you.
Yeah, you in shape, Max. That's the fuck I'm talking about, Max. What up, y'all? This is Matt
Stack.
from the All the Smoke podcast.
Big news. We're teaming up with the ultimate sneaker plug, StockX.
Let me put you on real quick. If you're serious about sneakers and style, you need to be on StockX.
For the rarest kicks to the latest releases, StockX gives you access to everything you need to level up your game. No more missing out. Just straight up access to what's next.
So head to StockX.com or download the StockX app to start leveling up your collection.
It's a game changer. StockX. Now you know.
This segment is presented to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Wednesday's game, Spurs versus the Rockets. I got Kevin Durant over with the points. And Mavs versus Timberwolves, I got Anthony Edwards scoring more points than he's slated to have. Moving on to some football, the Super Bowl is set. It's going to be in the Bay, but my team won't be in it. But we have another NFC representative. We got the Seahawks taking on the Patriots. And to help me discuss this, I got my man, Jake the Snake Plummer, and his partner, Nate Jackson. First of all, fellas, congratulations on the pod. How's pod life treating you guys?
Not bad. It's been fun. You know, with the Broncos, it was a great year. They were winning. So, you know, everything's good when you're winning.
Right.
Yeah, we're trying to be like you guys, man. I mean, you know, there's conversations that people want to hear, right? That you don't get on ESPN, that you don't get on Sports Center, that we can have and you know, articulate some of the things that guys go through. So you guys leading the way, man.
Man, I appreciate that, and best of luck with that. Let's get thoughts. Let's talk about this game a little bit. What did you see that stood out, and anyone can take it, in the NFC and the AFC title games? Players, defenses, what stood out to you guys?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, that game here in Denver was crazy weather. The Broncos had an opportunity to win that game. The New England Patriots had a pretty easy schedule all year long. You know, they were able to kind of, I wouldn't say skate on into where they are, but they came into Denver the number 2 seed, and they didn't play that awesome in the game, to be honest. Like their front seven on defense kind of manhandled the Broncos offensive line, but there were plays to be made out there, and the Broncos just couldn't figure out how to make them. The Broncos had like a lot of good luck all season long, won a bunch of fourth quarter comeback victories, a ton of magic, and then Bo Nix gets hurt, and then the backup's in, Jarrett Stidham, and they just couldn't really rally around him offensively. The weather rolled in, the snow got kind of crazy down there. And the New England Patriots just didn't make the mistakes, right, that the Broncos made at the end of the game and were able to walk away with a win. I think it's going to be hard for them, though, facing off against Seattle. You mentioned it, like the NFC West is crazy. And Seattle looks like untouchable right now. The Rams gave them a good shot, though, didn't they? But the Seahawks are just scary. Their defense is scary. Sam Darnold's playing good. They got some crazy weapons on offense. But yeah, I don't know if that Super Bowl is going to be very close, personally.
Jake, as a quarterback and someone who kind of has to navigate all types of climates and whatever's thrown at you, you have to navigate that. Those were 2 cold weather games, particularly the Denver game. How does your game plan change, particularly for a younger quarterback like a Drake May, when that kind of weather is a mainstay within the game?
Yeah, I mean, you saw the Patriots go to the run in the second half. They actually had a pretty effective run game that kept them in decent third down situations a few times, allowing, the one game clincher that Drake made some big plays with his legs, especially late, that last one. As a quarterback, though, the weather, I mean, we're both dealing with it on both sides of the field. I played in really only one downpour of snow, and I was worried, thinking, oh no, it's going to be snowy and horrible, but it was actually dry. The ball didn't get wet as opposed to the rain, and we had fun. It was a Raiders game. We lost that game, but it was so much fun playing in the snow. This game with the snow and the wind, it definitely dictated what they were doing offensively. And with the Broncos, their run game this year really was Bo Nix. They didn't have a real consistent ground game where they could impose their will and just move the opposing defense, get 3, 4, 5 yards and stay on schedule. A lot of their rushing and running game came from Bo's legs. And when he's gone, Stidham, no offense to him, he just wasn't Bo as far as athletically and not able to go get those real crucial yards, even though he had a pretty big scramble late before they missed that field goal. But we saw, what Drake May did was really, he didn't look great like an MVP to me throwing the ball, but what he did with his legs and stepping up at the right time was huge for his team, because it limits what you can do when the weather gets that bad. You want to throw the ball deep and you say, let's do it, but see what happens. The ball's underthrown. Guys aren't ready for it. It just changes everything. And I think you can overcoach too much when the weather changes, instead of just going back to what you do well and just saying, this is basic stuff, let's just do this. But that's usually a run game. And the Broncos, we didn't really do that all year. So it was hard for them to find that in this moment when they needed it the most.
Also with the snow, like you're running routes, if you're a receiver or tight end, that snow kind of packs into your cleats there, and you don't have the same kind of traction that you normally would. So you see every time there's a TV timeout, when it's snowing like that, they were running on with the little scraper things, and all the guys were running up to the things and scraping their feet on it, just trying to get the snow off, because you don't really realize you're trying to run a sharp cut, and you got snow all packed into your cleats. You're going to slide on that thing. So the cuts aren't as sharp. There's not as much separation from DBs on your route. So you got to go get that thing. You got to body him up, and you got to go get a rebound. And the guys weren't really able to kind of pull down those throws in those conditions.
I definitely got to say, obviously losing your quarterback going into a championship game is never easy. And I became not that I wasn't a fan. I just didn't know if how he played in college would translate, but he was special this year. I didn't get a chance to see a ton of Denver games, but whenever I'd see the highlights and did tune into a few games, obviously always room to grow, but just very impressive the way he's able to control that offense. So, man, I wish him a speedy recovery. We're here. Pats, Seahawks. Who are you guys looking to stand out, whether it be offense or defense? And let me get your guys' predictions.
Man, I'm going, like Nate alluded to it earlier, from what I saw when the weather was good, I don't think there's going to be much of a chance to beat the Seahawks right now. They're rolling on offense. Clint Kubiak, who was just a kid, Gary Kubiak's son, they're running a pretty diverse offense with Darnold is feeling comfortable going through progressions. And when he throws the ball, even if it's not accurate, those guys on his playmakers are coming down with it. Those the weapons he has on that offense, there's 5 or 6 dudes that want the ball, and not just want it, but what they do afterwards is really what's special about that unit. And I don't think, with Seattle's strength in their defense, I think they're going to get after Drake. I don't think this is going to be a close Super Bowl. I think Seahawks roll on these guys. And, I've got extra momentum or motivation too. I've played against Vrabel in Ohio State when they beat us in the Rose Bowl. Had a little altercation with him in an all-star shrine game where he kind of tried to hurt me in a game like that. And I have an opinion of him that I won't go too in depth in. Come on. I wouldn't mind seeing them get their asses kicked, to be real honest with you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you got to give some props to New England for getting in this position. Obviously, they're a good football team to be able to make it to the Super Bowl. But I don't think they're going to be able to handle Seattle. I mean, the offense I saw from the New England Patriots a couple days ago here, granted it was in the snowstorm, and but the Broncos, that offense is not going to put up enough points in the Super Bowl to match what the Seattle offense is going to do to that defense. There was a lot of room on the field against that Patriots defense that the Broncos weren't able to take advantage of, partly because of the conditions, but partly because of their personnel. And Seattle doesn't have that problem. It's not going to be weather. In the Bay, it's probably going to be fine. Could be rain, but it ain't going to be snowy and cold like that. But the skill position players, the guys they have to go make plays, and also the running game they commit to the running game. And so the play action pass just opens up. Mm-hmm. And so that's where you see all this room, and Sam Darnold being able to stand back there and dial because the running game is so effective that the defense is ready for that. And all of a sudden, nope, it's a pass. They're out of position, and guys are getting beat. So you see guys running free. I think Seattle is just, too tough. They beat the Niners. Is the Niners your team, Matt?
Yeah.
I mean, I was optimistic.
We were playing with house money though. We were. Yeah, we were playing with house money.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm sure you had hope going into that game, and I did too. Hey, maybe they can get it done. They got the mojo. They got the magic. Not 41-6. It was ugly, right? And then the Rams.
We scored more points this game though than we did the game before against them.
That's true. 13-3, right? It just shows you how good that defense is to be able to stifle a Kyle Shanahan offense like that, right? Yeah. And the Rams, who were the kind of the front runners all season, couldn't get it done either. I think Seattle's gonna run away with this thing. Probably, I would say 34-17, something like that.
Jake, tell me what you liked about kind of Sam Darnold coming into his own. Someone who's bounced around a little bit, SC guy, so I got a chance to see him in college, but he's had a hell of a season. What have you liked about the step he's made this season?
I just love that. I mean, he's been through it, so there's nothing that is going to get him down. He's been through tons of adversity. He's been on multiple teams. When you get to run the offense that I'm watching them run at Seattle, it's very reminiscent of what we did here with Gary Kubiak as the offensive coordinator. When I came in here for 3 years, man, we were a machine. In that third year, we were damn near unstoppable. We could do whatever we wanted, running it, play action, deep balls, quick throws. That West Coast offense was amazing. And so his son Clint has definitely evolved and kept some of that along with his own creativity. And he's putting Sam in position to do what Sam does well. And Sam's a very good thrower. And in fact, sometimes it reminds me of myself because there's no play he doesn't think he can make, And even in the game against LA, he put a couple balls into some double coverage when he probably, don't throw that. But that's just him wanting to make plays, doing his thing. When you have the weapons like he has around it, it's absolutely paramount that he is fearless, because you count on those guys out there to make your 50-50 ball become, an 80-20 ball or a 90-10 ball. Like, okay, I trust my guys. I'm going to put it out there because they want it just as bad as everybody else. And really, really nice to see him have success. I loved him in college. I think he's definitely settled into a great pocket passer, and don't forget his mobility, man. Like
he can move.
Get out.
Yep.
Throwing on the run, getting out of the pocket. Like that's that one more aspect that a big stage like the Super Bowl, watch out. He could have some really huge plays with his legs too.
Absolutely. Sam Darnold, 28-6 over the last 2 seasons. That's the most win by any quarterback in the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah, it shows you, man. Like a lot of times these quarterbacks, they get drafted real high. They have a couple tough years. They get written off. People are like, these guys, they're never going to be any good. They get moved. Well, Sam Darnold's been resilient. It just shows you what kind of guy he is, right? He's been through the adversity. He's been written off. He's bounced around to multiple teams. He did get to spend a year under Coach Shanahan, right, with the Niners, and kind of understand how to process things and set things up and move guys with your eyes and be patient and learn how to read defenses. Like Jake knows a lot better than I do about that. But But yeah, man, I mean, and as a guy on that team, you see a leader like that who's been through it, who's walked through the fire, who's faced adversity, and is now standing there in front of you guys dealing like that. It's inspiring for everyone. It doesn't always have to start off perfect in your career, but you stick with it, and especially for quarterback, there's so many compartments you got to master to be good at the position.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, Bo is like had 2 years of amazing, so this is adversity for him to be injured, like this is his first real, like, oh my goodness. And but you alluded to it, is like his team loves him, and QB number one, you got to be a guy with your guys. You got to be right in the midst of it and still be that man that's number two in the organization, but be able to sit and relate to the whole team. And that's what Sam's doing, and that's what Bo's done, and the good ones do it well.
I heard Tom Brady talking about this. He's like, yeah, like your offensive linemen, they're driving trucks and stuff. You got to drive a truck. You can't come in driving a Lamborghini. You got to be like those guys. You got to eat what those guys eat. You got to be one of the dudes, even though you're not getting paid like one of the dudes. You got to be one of the dudes. Yeah. And I think if you do that, you adopt that, it actually pays dividends.
Jake, another big story, whether it be story, conspiracy, obviously the Niners were hit with the injury bug this season, and a lot of conspiracies going around, whether it's the training staff, the strength coaches, or the electrical substation next to the practice field and the stadium. Obviously, you're a huge health and wellness guy, and mind, body, and spirit are something you definitely embody. What is your take on why we keep dropping like flies over there in Santa Clara?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's got injuries. I just was thinking it was football because it's a physical sport, and guys, you're getting hit, you're getting, piles of 7, 8, 9 huge dudes landing on each other. And most of the time everybody jumps up and runs off. And, we watch the game usually behind, on our couch in a TV, or when you're at the game in the stands. But when you get down on the field, if you ever have the chance to stand on a kick return and watch 22 dudes or 21, because the kicker doesn't really go down there, but come running towards each other and and then they all jump up and run off. It's amazing guys aren't hurt more often, and so, yeah, the injury bug is, it sucks, man. It really is hard, but good teams find ways to replace those guys. I mean, the Broncos did it all year. They had their number one player in defense, Surtain, go out for 4 weeks, and they had a guy come in, Abrams Drain, that came in and played really well. They had multiple positions where guys got hurt, and that's great coaching. That's having guys prepared. That's having the right kind of guys that are fine to sit the bench to wait for their opportunity. But why is there so many injuries? I don't know. I mean, they got to look at that. They got to understand, like, they made the changes for these guys to succeed and be as healthy as possible. It wasn't like when we reported to camp and had 2-a-days and had to run conditioning tests, and now all of a sudden you got guys with tight hammies pulling hammies, and for what? To prove you prepared during the offseason? They've changed this completely. They're so focused on rest and recovery and performance that the injury bug is it could go back to just some bad mojo hanging around the organization. Like, talk to like the previous owners. What kind of karma do they have hanging out? Because I believe in that. I believe that, certain organizations that don't win consistently, or they have stuff like this pop up, could be something they're not doing right. There's something that they've done wrong in the past. So,
wait, you're saying the Niners have bad mojo, bro? They've been really good.
The football guys aren't messing with us?
Maybe. They could be. Or it could just be, guys not taking care of business, or it could be but it's the also way the
superstars.
It's hard.
It's also some really important players on the team.
It's hard, right? When
Nick
the injury
Bosa,
bug hits.
Fred Warner, and it's soft tissue. And I read the same thing you did about the electromagnetic waves and how it degrades soft tissue in ligaments, muscles, and things in your. And it is right across the street from where they practice every day. But there's also, like, how do you practice? How fast do you practice? What's your routine throughout the week? Is it better to rest, or is it better to go hard? Because then you prepare yourself to go hard in the game, or is it, so it's a delicate balance. And these new athletes, like, they have a lot, they put like trackers and sensors on them, and they can see how fast they're running during practice and how much they're running. And if it's too much, they pull them out. And so they're tracking everything these guys are doing, their hydration levels. They got like these sweat bands on at practice at training camp. And after practice, they take the sweatband off and they give it to the trainers, and they measure all these sweat things in the bands and stuff like that. So it's very advanced how they're trying to keep these guys healthy. but then some teams just get hit with a bug and some teams don't. And I think, there has to be a symbiosis between the head coach and the training staff and the strength and coaches. And so they're all on the same page. Sometimes when a coach has been there for a while and he brings in a new trainer or whatever, that can upset the balance a little bit. That's happened here in Denver. Sean Payton has been head coach of the Broncos, has been really good about keeping guys healthy. And so they have a trainer here, a guy named Bo Lowry, who people love. And, what are their methods? I mean, there's new age methods that we don't know what they're using. So some guys are getting stuck with needles to help out. There's some drugs that are on the market, off the market that people take, peptides, recovery, HGH, all these cryotherapies, chambers, red lasers, all this stuff. What works and what doesn't? Do you do too much of it and then you make yourself more susceptible? It's hard to tell, but the Niners really got crushed, man.
And Bo scrambled his ass off this year, and he runs one run to the left, gets tackled, ankles broken.
That's it.
Shit happens on the field. I've had parents and mothers, how can I make sure my son doesn't get hurt or he's safe on the field? I'm like, don't let him play football. Don't let him play. You're going to get hurt. Right. Be ready for your kid to come back with a severe, serious injury at some point in his life if he's playing football. It's a rough-ass sport, big-ass grown men hitting each other, and you're bound to have injuries. And it sucks when it happens. It really can demoralize a team. But for them to go as far as they did with all those injuries, it's a definite coaching staff is a good coaching staff there. So good things in the future happening.
Obviously, we don't have a ton of time to get down this rabbit hole, but I think, Nate, everything you touched on as far as just like all the gadgets and gadgets they have to read sweat and fatigue and all this kind of stuff. I would love to just be around, because I think obviously we're all coming from an older school where we just killed ourselves in the preseason, and then the season was the prize. Yeah. I think sometimes there's so much technology that these guys possibly aren't training as hard. And I don't blame it on them because they're following the technology that the teams have them on. But in the offseason, are they kind of taking it a little too easy for because this happens in basketball too. So when the season comes, like, because basketball's had a ton of Achilles injuries and ACLs, and obviously I think this newer generation of athlete is getting hurt a lot more. I mean, you can always pretty much count on, back in the day watching basketball, that our stars were going to be there during the playoffs and finals. In the NFL, the stars were there for the Super Bowl or the conference finals in the Super Bowl. But it really seems like now you really have to keep your fingers crossed. And to your point, Jake, sports, you're going to get hurt. But I just wonder, is there any science behind how hard they're pushing themselves in the offseason compared to when that the real season comes? Maybe their body isn't ready for the wear and tear because they're training a little differently in the off seasons.
I think there's an art to that as a coach, to figure out how far to push and then pull back. You got your scientists telling you, maybe this guy should pull back, but you see that he actually needs to keep going because he needs to work on this or work on that. I think also, like, the young, like when you're a kid now, you get private coaching. They're coaching your technique. You're becoming a robot, right? You're becoming as fast, as technically proficient, but it's not your natural body lean. Like, it's taking the personality out of your own movement and teaching you how to do it in an optimized way, but it puts your body in compromising positions. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, I'm faster. Yeah, I'm getting in and out of my breaks faster, but I'm also putting more stress on my joints than I ever did before when I didn't know how to run like that. You know what I mean? So I think the technique can put you in danger when you improve it. I mean, I went from wide receiver to tight end. I had to put on some weight to do it, and it was a challenge, man, learning how to block these 300-pound dudes. I was telling you about Willie McGinnis earlier. I had to try to block that guy. Like, I was a wide receiver in high school and in college. I can't block Willie McGinnis. The only way I can do it is if I learn these techniques and learn how to shape my body in a way that's going to do it, but my body don't want to go that way. And so there was a lot of just like straining every element of my body to do the thing I was being asked to do that was putting me in peril. Tore my hamstring off the bone, tore my groin off the bone. Yeah, man, it wasn't pretty. But I think just the optimized technique stuff, and then some coaches just not working them hard enough sometimes. You got to develop that callus. You got to get ready to hit. So a lot of coaches have these soft training camps where we're going to save it for the regular season. Well, if these guys aren't ready to play in week 1, they're going to get smashed. They're going to get hurt because they don't have that callus, and they haven't, prepared enough in training camp to get it done. I know back in the day, they would have 6 weeks of training camp, but these guys would also be selling tires in the off season. Like they weren't making enough money. They had to have a second job, but they'd come in and get in shape for 6 weeks and then go out there and they'd be fine all season. Right. Yep. But the athlete's bigger, faster, stronger. So it makes it kind of complicated
and a lot richer.
Yeah, a lot richer.
I have to say, like, my off season didn't consist of quarterbacking for 4 months, getting ready to go play quarterback. I jumped on my mountain bike. I played handball. Yeah. I did everything you could imagine away from football. And I think today's athlete is so geared to like more is better that I don't know how many of them actually get away and do something different than, you know, the normal stuff to train for their position. And I think that can create redundancy, that can create habits in your body that you don't break. I would play hoops any chance I could get in the off season. That was my conditioning. I mean, I would run hoops and play and run. And so my body was ready to cut and accelerate and do these other things. Now it was just a football was in my hand. So I think the specialization and even just the training specialization where you're spending hours after hour with your guru working on quarterbacking, like, man, I didn't do any of that shit in summer, man. I was playing tennis. I was playing hoops. I was riding my mountain bike. I was throwing frisbees. I was climbing trees. I was doing all kinds of stuff.
Climbing trees.
So diversification of your body so you're not just training one thing, I think could lead to some of this. And it's not like the athletes now, when you get to the league, you do need to focus. This is happening with young kids. I meet them all the time. What sports do you play? Oh, football. Do you do anything else? No. I mean, you don't play hoops or go play tennis or anything or ride your bike? Not really. Oh, good luck, son. Good luck.
There's also a funny thing Sean Payton said, too, a couple weeks ago towards the end of the season. He's talking about how guys don't really drink anymore. They don't really go out. They don't like party. They don't like, you know, so guys don't get in trouble anymore. They're taking care of their bodies. They're getting their rest. They're doing the right thing. You know, they're not going out, getting caught on cell phones, messing around. But at the same time, like, they live a different life. I mean, when we played, we went out. We had fun. Like, that was part of it, right? I mean, you got
definitely part of it.
That was the point. That was the point. That's why we worked so hard, so we could do that too. They don't even have that reward.
It's easier for them now because most of the time we were going out and party, we were hunting. Now they don't have to hunt with social media. Social media, they can pull up in the city and know what the play is before they even put their little antennas out. But anyway, we could talk about this all day. The NFL coaching carousel. A lot of guys are moving around, but particularly want to touch on Mike Tomlin has stepped down with the Steelers, and Mike McCarthy is in. Tomlin, 19 years, 201 and 26-2 career record. And then McCarthy's last stop with the Cowboys, 49 and 35. Fellas, we don't see it in any sport, rarely anymore, where these coaches with this longevity. Tomlin is one of the last of a dying breed. I think all leagues recycle through coaches a lot faster now. What are your guys' thoughts on Tomlin stepping down and Mike McCarthy stepping in?
Tomlin's a great coach. I mean, he's been doing it, like you said, one of the longest tenured guys out there. Will he go back to being a head coach somewhere? You know, who knows? I'm sure he'll find a job. McCarthy is interesting. He was a guy I got to know early in my career at the Senior Bowl. He was on the Kansas City staff way back then, and so it was cool to kind of see his genius and his ability to coach and know the game, and then to watch him go become a head coach. It's funny when they get recycled. You know, I almost think, you know, what can't anybody come up new with some new ideas? I mean, we got Shanahan's kid doing successfully, and then everybody that coached under him, and then Sean Payton comes and coaches here. It's like, it's not easy being a head coach because there's more involved than just X's and O's. You got to be a politician to some degree. So it takes a different sort of man, a very type A, organized, on it kind of guy. So who knows, man? I wish them all success. Who knows who Arizona's going to hire? Hopefully they can find a way to win. But yeah, the coaching carousel has begun.
Yeah, we saw with Josh McDaniels, incredible coordinator, came to the Broncos, was an awful head coach, got another job as a coordinator, went to the Raiders as a head coach, burned that place down. Now he's coordinating in the Super Bowl with the Patriots. He's back doing what he does well. But as far as being a leader of men, doing what Jake just said, being the overseer, the CEO, who understands all the compartments, who can look you in the eye and give you the bad news if it's bad news, or give it to you straight, or make those tough decisions. Some guys don't have that. But at the same time, the guys like Tomlin, and when we were here, Mike Shanahan, I was here when Mike Shanahan got fired. He had been here for 14 years, and it shocked all of us that he got fired. But sometimes these coaches who have super long tenures, their message gets a little stale. You kind of know what they're going to say. Like, they kind of, you know, they don't connect with the younger guys as well. It is a weird generation now of younger dudes who are on some different shit, right? And so it's like you see a lot of these younger coaches getting hired. because of that. Like guys in their 30s who could connect with it.
You got to be able to relate. I think you said it perfect there,
Yes.
Nate. And again, you guys know the football side, I know the basketball, but you have to relate to these younger players because one, like I said earlier, it used to be when we came in, the coach was the say all be all, his way or the highway. Now these players in all leagues make too much money. So you're talking to someone the wrong way, or you have a funky couple week run. Like there's a possibility that you could be gone sooner than later. So I definitely think being a leader of men, one, but I think being able to relate to this generation, because you can't yell and scream and cuss and have repetitive messages the way they used to do us in the generations before us. This new generation is not having that shit.
No.
Yeah, it's 52, 53 different personalities, man. You got to manage it well. And Sean Payton is great because he's very into like the psychology behind things too. So he's really good at managing that. But you got to have a leader. You got to have tone setters on the team. You got to have guys that set down the precedent that the team follows, because hearing the coach every day gets old. You got to have leaders and quarterbacks and linebackers and badass mofos that set down what is going to happen on any good championship team.
Yeah, you saw it with the Nuggets last year here, when Michael Malone getting fired, right? And then Adelman taking over. Adelman, a young cat who's like an assistant that everyone liked and can vibe with, and Michael Malone won him a championship a couple of years ago, and all of a sudden he's gone, right? Right crazy. Before a playoff run. And you do have Nikola Jokic, you do have leaders in that locker room who can be the voice, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Give me 5 quarterbacks you guys feel confident that'll be in the mix next year to make a run at the Super Bowl.
Ooh. 5 quarterbacks. Well, hard to say, and not to put in the guys who are just doing it right now, like Sam Darnold and Matt Stafford, if he's still playing at a super high level. I don't know if Drake May is going to continue to have the success he has. We'll see what happens in the Super Bowl there. Jake and I were both, not super impressed with what we saw from him on Sunday, but the weather was kind of crazy. I'm gonna say Bo Nix, man. I think this team is ready to continue doing what they're doing on that side, and I think Josh Allen's still going to be giving it the old college try.
He needs some pieces. He needs some pieces.
He does.
Same with Bo. Bo needs some pieces.
Yeah, he does.
But I really like Caleb Williams. I think that kid, he's a baller. His team loves him. He's got talent, arm talent. He can run. I really like what I've seen from him and just a little bit that I've watched. Definitely a guy I'm going to keep my eyes on moving forward, because you get a guy like that, it can build something pretty special, especially in a town like Chicago, and the things he's saying and how he says it. Post game, it's all about his team and like it's authentic. It seems to be real from my viewpoint. So that with Josh Allen, and I'm looking for Lamar Jackson to have a big bounce back next year, man. It's hard to not watch him in the playoffs because the guy does stuff you do not see happen. It's like watching Randall again. I know Randall was a guest on your guys' show a while back. Yeah. Man, that guy's poster was on my wall. I just wanted to be as athletic as that dude. And you got a guy like Lamar that's doing stuff you've never seen done before. It's hard when you don't get to see him be on that stage. But he'll have a bounce back next year. Watch out for the Ravens.
Agreed. Jake, you were pretty goddamn athletic yourself, though. Don't sell yourself short.
Yes, somewhat. I didn't get a chance to punt, though, man. I wish I could have.
It's because he's climbing trees, man, and playing doing all kinds of weird shit.
I did punt one time. Jeff Fiegels got hurt my rookie year, and my QB coach was like, "Weren't you an all-state punter in high school?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you can be our punter today." So I went out and I was yanking on it, just kicking it. And Jeff Fiegels is back there laughing. I said, "What are you laughing at?" He goes, "Man, you're going to be sore tomorrow." I was like, "Yeah, whatever." I couldn't even walk the next day, man. My whole right side was killing me. But, yeah, man, you got to be an athlete to play quarterback. You got to have the best hands on the team. You got to be the most athletic and maybe not the best at everything, but you better be able to play some ping pong and rally and be able to hold your own. That's what they want to see. See if you can hold your own.
Hold your fucking own. Did you guys get a chance, before we get out of here, did you guys get a chance to see that Elway documentary on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It was really good.
You got to check that out, Nate. That shit was dope.
Yeah, I mean, dope. Being around here, being around the team, talking about the team, you kind of start to hear all those stories, but I got to check it out and see them put it all together like that. I mean, we still haven't seen an athlete like John Elway come out, number 1 draft pick and then fulfill the prophecy like that, right? That rarely happens. So he's a legend around here, man. I mean, when I first got here, I got traded here from the Niners in the middle of training camp in 2003, and I rolled up to training camp, and there's this road called Arapahoe Road out here. It has a bunch of car dealerships, and it was John Elway Toyota, John Elway Ford, John Elway Chevrolet, John Elway everything here, man. I mean, he is God around here. Right. Peyton Manning tried to come in and be like, "What about me?" So they like Peyton too, and they're starting to like Bo, and they love this guy too. But this is quarterback heaven here. But John Elway is the king.
Yeah, that documentary was amazing. I really enjoyed watching him open up. Like to open up and share stories, and even to see him tear up, even though he fought it back. But to see, someone you don't expect like that to show those emotions, he couldn't help it. And that helps men in all phases to be able to see someone like John Elway show that he can cry and feel that emotion. It's all right. It's all right to show it and feel it. And he's been through a lot, man. He's been through a lot. I looked up to him as a youngster. And then when I got here to not fill his shoes, because Greasy was the stopgap between me and him, I just embodied it. I said, I'm not John Elway, and I ain't going to play here for 16 years, and I'm ready to go win now. John didn't win early. I mean, he had a lot of expectations. He had some rough seasons, but he showed toughness. He played his ass off. His teammates loved him. And all in all, when you're a QB number one, you're going to have more success than not if you just go out there and play your ass off and be a competitive mofo and not give a shit what anybody thinks except those guys around you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the heroes we watched growing up, there was no social media. So to be able to see him open up or MJ open up with his documentary, when we get to see our heroes open up, and there's always so much great unseen footage and stories, man, I binge watched that doc. I really enjoyed that documentary. Fellas, tell everyone where they can find your podcast at.
Yeah, it's on Guerrilla Sports. You can check us out, guerrillasports.net, but it's also, we have it on YouTube. We have it on X, Instagram, TikTok, all those places that we clip it up, and you can see it out there. But it's Guerrilla Sports, like you see in the back here, GUERILLA. And we're going to continue doing some stuff, trying to piggyback off what y'all are doing, man.
I love it. Jake, I'm going to send you my new number. Let me know if you guys need me.
Right on, Matt. We appreciate it, man. If you need anything from us, just reach out. We're here. Get ready to go do our walkthrough here in a minute.
There you go. That's right. There you go. Well, I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, man.
Peace, love, and mushrooms.
That's a wrap. You can catch us on All the Smokes YouTube and the DraftKings Network. See y'all next week.